As the artwork in your Illustrator document becomes more complex, it can be more difficult to select objects in Illustrator. When multiple elements overlap, it can be challenging to know where an object begins and where it ends. Fortunately, Illustrator provides different viewing modes that make it much easier to see the primitive components of your artwork, therefore making it easier to select and manipulate. Let's take a look. I'm beginning this video with the viewingmodes.ai file already open on my computer. And when you open a document by default in Illustrator, it's generally going to appear in what's called preview mode. And preview mode shows you all of the colors and all of the shapes that you can see in your artwork. It's essentially showing you the artwork, how your final artwork will appear. There's another viewing mode that is really helpful, however, and that's what's referred to as outline mode. So to change between different viewing modes, we can come up here to our view menu, and the first option that is displayed is called outline mode. So if you choose that, you'll see that all of your artwork is displayed as kind of a wireframe mode. There's no fills displayed, there's no color. It's really just showing you the primitive objects that you have in your artwork. So as an example, if I zoom in on an area, so I'll just click and drag using my zoom tool, and you can see that every single object is being displayed in kind of a wireframe mode. Now I have my direct selection tool selected, so you can see that as I click on these different objects, I can still select them, I can still manipulate them, and if you look over here at the bottom of my tools panel in the stroke and fill indicators, it still does show me what color is applied to the object, it just doesn't show it to me. Now to go back to preview mode, we just go to our view menu and we choose preview. Now you've probably already noticed that the keyboard shortcut for both modes is Command Y on Mac or Control Y on Windows. So if I use my keyboard shortcut Command Y, it'll switch back to my preview mode. And as I'm working and I decide, you know what, I need to see a different object inside of the outline mode, just press Command Y on your keyboard and that'll switch to the wireframe mode or the outline mode. So I'm going to press Command Y on Mac or Control Y on Windows to go back to that. And another way that is really helpful when utilizing preview and outline modes is when you have your objects built into layers. So what I'm going to show you here is if I open my layers panel, and if you don't see your layers panel over here, just go to your window menu and choose layers from the list. So you can see that I have several layers and I even have several sub-layers. This is where it's really helpful, because what I can do is on a given sublayer here, I can hold down the Command key on Mac or the Control key on Windows, and that will toggle the viewing mode only for that layer or sublayer. This is really helpful because I'm essentially combining both modes at the same time. As you can see, all of my other layers are still being viewed in preview mode, but this current layer is being viewed in outline mode. And if you look at the visibility icon, instead of it being an eyeball or nothing, it's kind of a hollow eyeball icon, which indicates that only that layer or sublayer is currently being viewed in outline mode. To get it back to the normal mode, we just hold down the Command key on Mac or the Control key on Windows and click on it again to switch that layer or sublayer to the regular preview mode. As you can see, viewing modes provide options when you need to view your artwork in different ways. Outline mode can be especially helpful when you have several effects applied to a shape and want to see the construction of that original shape. I encourage you to use these viewing modes when working in Illustrator. It will save you both time and frustration.